Now, with breaking headlines from 50 to 250 years ago, this is yesterday's news.
Good day, America. How are you? I'm Peyton Dixon with Historic Experience, and this is yesterday's news. As always, full disclosure, this is a history channel, so the freshness date on these news items is long past. Let's get to yesterday's news for July. On July 4th, in the year 1863, the Confederate stronghold of Vicksburg, the final one on the Mississippi River, surrendered to General Grant and the Union Army after a 6-week siege, effectively cutting off the Confederacy from its Western allies. Also on the 4th, in 1881, the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute in Tuskegee, Alabama, is founded with Dr. Booker T. Washington as its first teacher. Oh, and this congressional proclamation was signed in 1776. But really, who pays attention to declarations of Congress? July 13th, 1787, Congress enacted the Northwest Ordinance, making way for the eventual establishment of Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, and part of Minnesota in Western territories formerly claimed by Virginia and New York, held by those states because they really couldn't get good cheese curds back east. On July 1st, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln signed the nation's first income tax bill, assessing a 3% income tax on annual incomes between $600 and $10,000 and a 5% tax on incomes over $10,000. Said one American, "So, wait, the opposite of no taxation without representation is taxation with representation?" Also on this day, the Bureau of Internal Revenue was established by an act of Congress. The new head of the Bureau said in his opening remarks, "So, once again, Jones, what was briefly yours is now mine." Sometimes our references are also a few yesterdays ago. And now it's time for
Yesterday's news, birthdays in July.
July 11th, 1767, John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States and son of the 2nd President, John Adams, was born in Braintree, Massachusetts. After serving just one term as president, he served 17 additional years as a member of Congress in the House of Representatives, because his father always taught him that being president isn't suffering for your country enough. On July 16, 1862, African-American journalist and anti-lynching crusader Ida B. Wells was born to slaves at Holly Springs, Missouri. In addition to her efforts in founding the NAACP and her leadership in the early days of the Civil Rights Movement, her investigative reporting on lynchings earned her a posthumous awarding of the Pulitzer Prize, which was a definite step up from her retirement gift. Don't you hate it when they make you put a t-shirt over your outfit? She wears it well, though. Automotive innovator Henry Ford was born on July 30th, 1863 in Dearborn Township, Michigan. He developed an assembly line production system, and despite his opposition to labor unions, he set an astonishing $5 a day wage for automotive workers. "I'm intrigued, but $5 a day seems extravagant," said Jeff Bezos. July 23rd, 1898. American pilot Amelia Earhart was born in Atchison, Kansas. She became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic and to fly solo from Hawaii to California. Earhart disappeared during the latter portion of her second attempt to circumnavigate the globe, while flying from New Guinea to Howland Island over the Pacific Ocean on July 3rd, 1937. She was presumed lost after helpful testimony from the owner of Aunt Amy's Hawaiian Fruits and Barbecued Corn. On the first day of July, 1893, President Grover Cleveland had clandestine cancer surgery performed aboard a friend's yacht. The surgery removed a cancerous growth in his mouth, along with the left side of his jaw and a small portion of his soft palate. Cleveland was then fitted with a rubber prosthesis to prevent public panic among the people, so they wouldn't miss his usual chiseled jawline. And America's Day of Independence came in July of 1776, after John Adams argued successfully for the Virginia Resolves, quote, that these united colonies are, and of right, ought to be free and independent states, unquote, which was passed on July the 2nd. Come on, I portray John Adams. You think I'm going to let Jefferson hog all the glory? And that is just some of yesterday's news for July. Until next we meet, I'm Peyton Dixon of Historic Experience, reminding you, don't repeat history, Let's learn from it together and make a better tomorrow.